Hi, everyone, and welcome to Fitness Knocking. I'm Lois, your host, and we are talking today about building a new work-life balance, even while trying to dig out from COVID-19. So today we're talking with these wonderful guests today. We're talking with the husband and wife duo, Karen and George Muha. They're the owners of Morris Sussex Sports, and they cover high school sports in Morris and Sussex and parts of Warren County. They share news that makes you laugh and cry and think. I love it. And if you want to check them out, you can check out their Instagram page. I will put that up in a few minutes. So chime in if you have any questions while we're chatting today, or if you have any thoughts, we'd love to hear it. And of course, you can always email me if you have questions. And share the information. Parts of Warren County. I'm so excited to have you both with me today. How are things going? So Karen, what's going on in your world? How are you doing?
I'm so excited to be here. I actually love to talk a little bit about what life is like today. I think if you're edgy, it's kind of normal. Especially if you're a mom. I'm a mom. I have 2 teenagers at home. So we just finished high school and I'm watching my kids kind of reinvent themselves too, finding new ways to just work a little bit. They're both been a bit innovative with technology. My kids is running a small little business, making fun little bracelets, and my son is also put himself out there to do gardening stuff. So I would say we're trying to make the best of what we've got right here at home, and I'm grateful and thankful that we can just be kind of positive with our family and keep our heads on straight.
Yeah. I think it's so important to kind of look to your future, try to keep yourself occupied in different ways. So I think that's really good. George, are you guys going anywhere lately, or are you kind of sticking home?
We're sticking home for the moment. Maybe over the holiday weekend. We tried to go out on to the beach and play hooky on Friday, but we were waiting for the Verizon Fios guy he came and we thought he would leave and we could go, but we never did. But you told us about your beach story on Friday, and it didn't work out so well. So we're glad we didn't go. It seemed like a little crowded down there. So we'll get to the beach. We try to do little day trips here and there to the beach, and we'll do something cool. We got a kid going to college, so that's kind of maybe our focus.
Yeah, we've been doing the whole staycation thing on the weekend. My lawn looks really good, and my garden looks good. My tomato plant
Same here.
Up to my shoulders already, so I'm happy about that. I'm gonna be like elbow deep in tomatoes come the end of the summer for sure. But
we've been doing a little sun tanning on the deck.
Yeah. I actually have a little blow up pool in my backyard that we put up, and
I bought a sprinkler.
You'll find me in it with my kids because it's hot out.
It's hot.
So.
And the sprinkler's fun. It's like the old days when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. So Karen, I know that you and George have had to make some shifts in your business. So how has your business life and your personal life been affected with COVID-19?
Okay, so we're working right out of the house. I would say that was the biggest change for us. We live in a little house in Brookside, New Jersey. I think one of the things that I absolutely loved is watching my husband go, okay, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to do that radio show. We're going to do that talk show. And so I loved that action that he took right away. We do have some advertisers and businesses that want to stay alive. We had kids that want to talk about their, themselves and their winning goals, or tell the story about how they came back from an illness, or just being able to offer health and wellness out of the house was a great opportunity for us. The hard part is that we're all here together.
Yeah.
It took some time to kind of, sort of get it to flow. And I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's perfect. You know what I mean? We're trying to find the good in what we're doing, and we're enjoying learning about what other people are doing, how they're living in this pandemic. how they're making the most of what they've got. And so that has been very rewarding.
That's really, I think that's really important to just kind of maintain that sense of self a little bit and looking at the views and being conscientious of it. I think like amazing. I love that. So George, what are you doing to shut off and focus from work to personal life? Like, how are you doing that?
I think it's like right now we're trying to dig out from a business standpoint. We make our money through advertising. So a lot of like retailers and things like that went out of, they weren't in business, and we're a family business. So we have conversations. Thankfully, oddly enough, our views and our subscribers were at an all-time high. You know what I mean? So luckily, thankfully, we were able to just, keep strong numbers in that regard for the people that stayed on with us. So we're digging out. Thankfully, it seems like people are very interested in being in front of those eyeballs. And so we've had success the last 3 or so weeks when we decided like we can't just sit around. We got to start moving and selling. But I think we just, at the end of the day, when it's time to kind of hang up, we try our best to kind of hang up the work thing. And, sometimes we'll be talking about work. I'm like, you know what, let's just worry about that tomorrow. It's, our brains can only talk about work so long. Eventually you got to like move on, and we have kids and families, and so we just try to we worked in the same house and we were married, so we just gotta, I think we do a decent job of kind of shutting it off when we need to.
Yeah.
I'll chime in on that one though. I'll say that you got to do everything in moderation. I think a big deal in our family is that we're talkers. We eat dinner together. We all love to eat. So, food became kind of a priority. And like I saw myself, especially the beginning, I mean, that was like making lunch and it's lunchtime and, we're watching the news and then we're shutting it off, because it didn't make you feel good. And, we're trying to find the facts and the stuff that worked, especially talking to coaches and trainers and kids about how are you staying fit and, oh my God, how do you do, what do you do in the 40? How are you doing with, squats and lunges? Because some of our orthopedic guys were talking about how important it was to, muscle memory and keeping your quads going. And so we had a lot of like support or encouragement that way from listening to other people. And I think the other thing that was great is that there's tons of free stuff, free meditations, wind down, shut your brain off, get out in nature. We're hiking like crazy. How beautiful. We watched spring come alive. It was like completely, there was not a leaf on out there. And then all of a sudden it was green as can be and the sun started to shine. And, you started to feed the birds and do like simple things and just feel a sense of gratitude for it.
Yeah.
Even though, you're living in a time that's really different and difficult. You had some small, simple, small joys.
Yeah, I think focusing on the small things on a day-to-day, the things that you're grateful for, even the little wins, the little things that you find in nature, the little things you find with your kids, the funny times where you're laughing or just cracking a joke and just cracking up, or finding little things and just letting them kind of lead the path to the next little thing and moving on and on like that. I think that's brilliant and so easy. It's such an easy task. So how are you guys both influencing your youth followers now to thrive during this time? I know a lot of young people are struggling because they're not getting that in-person like I know I struggle as an adult, so not really totally understanding it. How are you encouraging them just to talk about their feelings and like what do you do with your kids?
Are you going first?
I'll take this one. So I'll take it to start. So I think one of the things that we do in general is that we really try to be a safe haven for young people. I mean, we cover high school sports, that's what we do. And we want to honor every single kid, whether it's the star or, I always say there's kids that play high school athletics that they're on a team for 4 years and they never step on the varsity field. To me, they're just as important as the star because they're young people. And I think they need a safe, I want them to know, we want them to know that Morris Essex Sports is a very safe place for them. They'll go there. We're kind of, we're Disney. If you watch a Disney movie, it's not going to be scary. It's not going to be controversial probably, but might make you cry. You know what I mean? Might inspire you. That's what we try to be. As far as this time, like you said, now it's such a weird climate out there. You got COVID, you have this big inequality issue going on all over the world after the George Floyd thing. And, we want to let everybody know that it's okay to, have thoughts and feelings about this. So a couple of weeks ago, we hosted a roundtable that was actually, we hosted it. It was really kind of put on by the Morris County Coaches Association. So there was black and brown coaches and white coaches, and we had a Newark cop on there. And it was they really talked a lot about a lot of things. They kind of pulled up all this stuff to the surface and talked about it, whether it was kneeling at a football game or the use of the N-word, George Floyd, all these Black Lives Matter. And it was really, interesting to hear these guys talk. And we felt proud that, that was hosted on our platform. Hopefully, it kind of let people think and, look at all those topics from a lot of different directions. So I think that's enough out of me. Maybe Karen has more to add.
Well, I think some of the other things that we did was we wanted to honor all these seniors. So we let kids, send pictures of themselves. We also had parents that were first responders. So, George, my hubby is the creative genius. He's let's create these trading cards with these parents, and it's just a way to give back. Kids can see that. Yeah. It's also important for us as parents to encourage other parents to be good examples. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. In your heart what the right thing is. Prayer is very personal to everybody. Yeah. And what that power within you is very personal to everybody. But boy, is it a loving power. Boy, is it a good power. And boy, did we see that, from the responses that you get from, kids who send us stories, or can you post my parent, or this is a picture of my mother. And I think it takes, a person who's looking within themselves to say, I want to be a good example to my kids. Yeah. And I want to tell them that their feelings matter. And so we're in touch with school psychologists. It's, if you're not okay, it's okay.
It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
It's a weird time. And how are you doing? Where are you at? You want to talk about it. You want to go, mad, sad, glad. Yeah. Right there.
Yep. Be real with your emotions. I love that. And I love that you're also taking the time to, dedicate a little bit of your power that you have. You have so much power with the amount of people that you touch to be able to say, these parents are doing, a great job here. Let's honor them and support them and show that we care and we appreciate them. Because you know what? It's not, a lot of the times I think our children of our society look up to celebrities because that's what they see all the time. But if they look close and they look at what they have right in front of them, their parents, their coaches, their teachers, their firemen, their nurses, their doctors, people that are local, that they actually know them, and the other person, they, know each other. It's really important to be able to do that. And then of course, I love that you said to encourage these kids to talk about what they're feeling. My goodness. If anything we get out of this environment, I think my personal future I would love to see is that people pause for a second and stop using words that don't really mean anything and instead use real words that are real emotions, feeling those emotions, getting them out and finding their own balance by being honest. I love, George, I love how you said earlier that you were just going to be like, you know what? I think we're done for today. Like, we'll do it tomorrow. Like, that's okay. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Just like pausing for a second and just saying, it's okay to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right.
You hit a button. We can't hear you anymore.
Lois, you put yourself on mute there. Yeah.
I muted myself sometimes.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Like I did on Friday, like my husband and I took our kids down to the beach and we got down there. We were not comfortable. We looked at each other and I said, I'm not comfortable. He said, I'm not comfortable. We turned around, we came home. And that's okay. But
Set
then
up the pool, got on the bathing suit, sat in the backyard.
we literally, we had the ball pool in the backyard and we played in the backyard and that's what we did. And was it a little disappointing? Yes. Was it sad? Yes. Were the kids sad? Yes. But it all came down to how we were feeling and then how we were going to manage it. So, I think that you guys do great things. I love your mission about affecting the next generation. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? I know we didn't talk about this in the beginning, but I'd love to hear like from your words. My mission with Fitness Knocking is to affect change in that next generation, and I think our children learn by what they see, not what we tell them. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you that a big underlining part of our mission is to is all about high school honoring and recognizing the youth in our community, and we do that by covering the athletes. And I always say like our high school athletes to me are I always say the most important part of our community, but there's other kids that are just as important. I think just kids in general. But we say that because to be a high school athlete, it really takes a lot. Like you have to do well in school. It's not easy to just be on a team for 4 years and practice and run those sprints and 5-mile jogs and all that stuff. And then you got to also balance your life. And a lot of those kids, they go on, they go to college and then they come back and they come into our community and get jobs and pay taxes and all that kind of stuff. So like while they're at this age before it gets real serious, like why not love on them? Like this is going to be the last time most of them will play an organized sport. You know what I mean? So why not give them the audience they really deserve? And since the last,
at the same time though, while you're giving them that audience, they're learning something about giving back. They're seeing something about kindness. They're being honored for like their silliness, and their differences. And that's big. That's really big. I mean, we did a story on a kid who died, it swept across the community. And it comes from like, it's kind of like a beautiful thing where you see it kind of grow and happen. And I think, kids see their moms and dads do stuff. And they learn by example, by the action you take, by the FaceTime calls. How many people have you FaceTime? Tons. Don't you think? We have, we're trying to make better relationships with family members. How you doing? How you getting by? I love you. Those are beautiful words and beautiful things to be able to say, to care about the people you already care about, to make stronger relationships with the people you already know. And that feels, I think, we hope that feels good for kids,
Yeah, no, I love that. So fast forward 2 years from now, where do you see the future of Morris Sussex Sports?
Well, we feel like, Facebook's here. We want to be like right above it. You know what? I think like the fact that, like we talked earlier before we got on here about business, like I think, if we keep our focus where it belongs on, the right things, like when we do that, everything works out. We make money, you know, our advertisers want to be part of what we're doing. We grow our audience. It seems to be like it all takes care of itself. And then when we get a little further, then we can kind of see a little further, like, you know, so when we take, you know, you can only see as far as we can right now, but when we, you know, we go 50 feet further, like you can see a little bit further. So I think our course is to kind of stay on the path that we're on. It has not let us down. And we have ideas and things that we want to do. And, you know, so far our trajectory has been, we've been very, very blessed. So we'll see where that'll take us. But I think our future is bright. I think we made some good moves during this COVID thing by not shutting our doors and kind of doubling down. And we created a talk show. We tried to honor as many. We felt the community needed us, and I think that's paying dividends. So we feel good about our future. But you know, God, you know, there's something else in charge out there. So we'll, you know, we've been blessed. Hopefully, we'll continue, and if something, you know, we'll go where it keeps taking us. Say that.
Cool. That's awesome. So I know you guys do these cool things with marketing tools. So if a company that's watching today says, you know what are they talking about? I never heard of them before, and they want to learn more information. I know you guys do trading cards and a whole bunch of other things. Do you want to tell us really briefly about that and how? I know people can check out your Instagram page and DM you there, but give us like a quick little 30 seconds on what that looks like.
Well, like from a business perspective, you know, there's businesses out there that want to, like local businesses. You know, we've always kind of targeted orthopedics and universities, people with big budgets. But as we've grown and our audience has grown, we've created some really attractive plans for smaller businesses that want to, you know, gain exposure, gain leads, gain more customers. So we've gotten really creative. And I mean, we have a lot of visibility. I mean, we've been blessed that way. Like on Instagram alone, we get over 1 million views a week, just on Instagram, not including Facebook or our website or YouTube. So we leverage where the eyeballs are for the people that want to spend money with us. And we're a family business, so if somebody spends money with us, it means a lot. We really go over the top to make sure that they're, you know, we want them to be profitable. They're advertising so they get more customers. So that's our goal when someone comes on board with us. And those relationships are great. We love covering high school sports, but another side of this are the relationships we make with the people that do business with us. They're so fun. I mean, we have, you know, like they're local businesses. We're a local business. We get it. We speak their same language.
I mean, people have been hit hard. We have a platform that's affordable. You know, that people can get great visibility. They can come back. They're not like breaking the bank. I mean, we've got some guys who are underwater. We've tried to do some stuff for free, you know, because it's important to be in your community and to walk and talk the same thing. You know, you say like, if you want to help, then go ahead and do it. So I think that's been very important to us. Don't you think, George?
Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys both so much for being here today, George and Karen Muha. I loved having you guys with me today. Those of you that are watching from home, definitely follow me here on Facebook or on YouTube and comment, share this. Let us know what your thoughts are and let us know what you want to hear about. I love being able to share my message of affecting change in that next generation through in-home exercise. So if you know someone who's struggling with in-home exercise and they could use a little bit of hand-holding, call me or email me at fitnessknocking.com or lmm@fitnesscoachingllc.com is my email for now. We're in transition. But thanks so much again for watching. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Today. Bye,
Hey,
everyone.
Lois, before we let you go, we just want to thank you so much for having us. I mean, we were really touched that you even would consider us. So thank you so much. We love what you're doing. And you're all over. We could tell you're hustling. You're all over the social media, and you know, you're a nice smile. You got a great way about you, and you know, we so much appreciate just bringing us on.
Small businesses helping other small businesses. That's how we float.
Very true.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
All right, you too.
Bye,
Okay.
everyone.